Hey, Northbrook fam. Just wanted to give you a little update in regards to gathering in the hotel. One big takeaway from last Sunday is so many of you are just ready for this. You're ready to gather together. You're willing and ready to gather inside. You're ready to put your kids into childcare. And then obviously there's many of you that still aren't and are still are not ready for that. And that is completely okay. Even just if you're curious, one of the things that's interesting about planting a church in this season, we don't have any historical data. So we don't, in a sense, we launched March 29 completely virtually. And so we don't know really if, like in a normal world, how many people would be coming around on Sundays. But as best we can tell, since the park and now 1 week in the hotel and online obviously gets a little ambiguous, but what people say we can look at to get some kind of rough figure. I think on Sundays, Northbrook probably has anywhere from 150 to 200 people kind of attending on a weekly basis. And so that's just, if you wanted to know that, there you go. But we're really thankful that so many people are joining us, whether it's virtually or in person, and hope that the Lord will just continue to bring together a people for himself up here in North Fort Worth that share the gospel in word and deed in this area. Two things that did not go well this last Sunday. One, we just realized we did not communicate beforehand that people on the stage will not be wearing masks. And so, and we didn't communicate that the hotel is actually not requiring people on the stage to wear a mask. And so that is the standard, but we did not communicate that standard. And so we're just sorry for that. We should have communicated that and we just didn't. And so that now you can know going forward right now that is the standard. We will try to make sure that people on stage are as far back as possible or make sure that front row is back as far as possible from the stage to create more distance there. And then as you could tell this last week, it's as soon as we come off the stage, put our mask back on, and because then we're in that same kind of requirement to have a mask on the whole time. And so, but yeah, oh yeah, and then the other thing that didn't go with us last Sunday was just the chairs were really close together. We didn't think it was going to be like that. It was like that, and so we made a note of that. We asked the hotel to create more space. We'll double check when we get there and create more space for between those rows. And then what those rows are is each row of four, because there's three rows of four, and they're for a household, and so your whole household can take up that row. We are going to experiment with adding some additional chairs or taking some of the current chairs and putting them in the back a little more spaced out for singles or married with no kids that don't want to take up a whole row but would like to stay isolated. And if you are single and married with one or no kids or anything like that, and you have people that feel comfortable sitting by you and you feel comfortable sitting by them, and that's been clearly said, we would not keep you from doing that. But we would ask you to not sit by anybody you don't know, mainly because you just don't know how they feel about that, and we don't want to put people in an uncomfortable spot in the midst of this season. And so keep that in mind as we come together. And so even with all of that, if you are being more cautious right now, it might be best for you to just give us a few weeks to kind of work out some of these kinks. So that you don't come and find yourself in an uncomfortable situation. And so we just want to be mindful and thoughtful about that. And so you might want to consider that. And then just know, man, we'd love to have any conversation with you. Obviously, we all know that people fall all along the line of the whole spectrum here in regards to not wanting to wear a mask at all, to wanting to be really cautious. And we are happy to have any of those conversations with you about how this is going. And I want to encourage you, if there's strong emotions that you're feeling, really frustrated, really angry, really sad, really disappointed, anything like that, man, we want to know that. We want to be with you in that. We want to talk to you about that. And there's no way for us to know outside of you sharing that with us. And so we just really encourage you. We're happy to have any of those conversations and really want to be with you in whatever you're thinking. If you're thinking, oh, if I disagree, it's not that big of a deal, then that's fine. It's not that big of a deal to you. But to the degree it is, we would love to be with you in that. And then let me see if there was anything else. I think that was all we were going to say. Yeah, so we'll see you this Sunday night, and 5 p.m. That's been a little awkward, just meeting at 5 p.m. I actually greatly enjoyed preaching and singing and gathering together last Sunday night. Just the day feels a little awkward for me. It doesn't really feel like a Sunday, but that's what we're doing for now until Sunday morning opens up here at the hotel or somewhere else. And so look forward to gathering with you and being with God's people, whether you're in person or virtually. We're just thankful that we get to I pray that we get to image to the world what it means to be following the way of Jesus in the midst of a diversity of opinions about all that's going on, and just in the midst of the circumstances that our culture, our society, our country, and our world is facing, that we could be a beacon of light and hope to many in the midst of all of that. So God bless you and keep you.